Hi students, in the last class we discussed about separation methods. Okay, give one example for separation method, hand picking. Okay, remaining methods are winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation, crystallization, distillation, chromatography, filtration. Okay, in the last class we completed about hand picking, winnowing, sieving, sedimentation, decantation and crystallization. We are only left with distillation, sublimation, chromatography activity and filtration. Okay, in the last class, okay, it is a mixture of soil and water, muddy water. After a long time, if you kept it for a long time without undisturbed, observe a clear solution is formed. Yes or no? This is called sediment. This process is called sedimentation. The process of separation of water from mud is called sedimentation. If you undisturb this particular mud water for some time, all the mud particles are settled at the bottom because mud particles is having higher weight when compared with water molecules, so they settle at the bottom. This is about sedimentation. Decantation means separation of this particular water slowly into another beaker without undisturbance. Okay, in this way, separation of water from mud. Separation of water from mud. Okay, in this way we can separate water from mud. Some water is also there. We can separate some amount of water from mud. This process is called decantation. This is about sedimentation and decantation. Okay, next, okay, in this class we will discuss about another new method. Its name is distillation. Before going to distillation, once I will repeat, okay, which method is used for which separation. Okay, say for example, first one, separation of large sized particles from small sized particles. Which method we will use? Hand picking. Separation of small particles from large particles, winnowing, sieving method is used. Separation of small particles from large particles, which method is used? Sieving is used. Separation of husk from grain. Separation of husk from grain, which method is used? Winnowing. Separation of an insoluble substance in a liquid is sedimentation. Separation of mud from water by which process? Sedimentation. Separation of water from mud by which process? Decantation. Separation of a soluble substance from a solution by using which method? Crystallization. Okay, this is about the last class session. Okay, in this session we will discuss another new method, method number 7, that is distillation. Okay, distillation. By using distillation method we can separate impurities from water. By using distillation method we can separate impurities. These impurities are harmful to human body. We can separate impurities. We can separate impurities from water. Okay, separation of soluble salt from water by the process of crystallization. Separation of impurities from water, distillation. Separation of impurities from water by which process? Distillation. Okay, for this process what are the apparatus required? Apparatus, chemical instruments, apparatus for this activity. What are the apparatus required to do this activity? First one, conical flasks. Okay, In this process, we will use two conical flasks. Okay, this is one conical flask, this is another conical flask. Okay, for this particular activity, we need two conical flasks. Okay, it is conical flask. Okay, conical flasks. Second one. Okay, second one, rubber cork. Rubber corks. Two rubber corks are useful to close the neck of the conical flask. Rubber cork is used to close the neck of the rubber cork. Okay, we insert rubber cork into this particular neck to close that particular conical flask. So rubber corks are two. Third one, plastic tube. Plastic tube. Third one, plastic tube. Fourth one, we know already, tripod stand for heating purpose. Tripod stand. Fifth one, Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner. Sixth one, wire gauge. Sixth one, wire gauge. Seventh one, chemical required is water. Okay, conical flask, rubber corks, plastic tube, tripod stand, Bunsen burner, wire gauze. These are the operators required for this particular activity. Okay, now I will draw the diagram related to this activity. Okay, first, and I also explain the procedure also. Take a conical flask, one conical flask, take one conical flask, fill with water, take one conical flask, fill with water, take a conical flask with, this is conical flask. This is water. Take a conical flask and fill with water. Next, close the neck of the conical flask with rubber cork. This is rubber cork. Okay, this is rubber cork. It is one hole rubber cork. It is having one hole. It is having one hole. It is a one hole rubber cork. It is having one hole. We can insert anything in that particular hole. This is about one hole rubber cork. Insert one hole rubber cork. It is one hole rubber cork. This is one hole rubber cork. Now insert a glass tube in between the hole of the rubber cork. Now insert a glass tube. This is glass tube. This is glass tube. This is glass tube. Now insert a glass tube in between the hole of the rubber cork. Take a conical flask and fill with water. Now take a conical flask, fill with water like this, okay, and close the neck of the conical flask with, let us assume this is rubber cork, let us assume, close this particular neck with rubber cork which is having one hole. In that particular one hole, insert a glass tube. Okay. Similarly, take another conical flask here, take another conical flask, take another conical flask, take another conical flask here. Okay, no need to fill water in this conical flask, no need to fill water in this conical flask, just simply take conical flask, take just simply conical flask without water. Okay, so this is conical flask, conical flask. Okay, again close the neck of the conical flask with rubber cork, like in this particular conical flask. Close the neck of the conical flask with rubber cork, one hole rubber cork. It is one hole rubber cork. This is one hole rubber cork. It is one hole. It is one hole rubber cork. It is one hole rubber cork. Insert a glass tube in between rubber cork with the help of this hole. Insert a glass rod. Insert a glass rod. It is glass rod. Insert a glass rod. Insert a glass rod. Okay. Now connect these two. Now connect these two. Now connect these two glass rods with the help of a plastic tube. Now connect these two glass rods with the help of a plastic tube. This is plastic tube. Okay. This is plastic tube. Plastic tube. Okay, plastic tube. Okay, plastic tube. Next, now place this conical flask on a tripod stand. Place this conical flask on a tripod stand. Place this conical flask on a tripod stand. On a tripod stand with the help of wire gauze. This is wire gauze. This is wire gauze. This is wire gauze. Okay, this is wire gauze. Wire gauze. Wire gauze. Okay, this is tripod stand. This is tripod stand. This is tripod stand. Now, with the help of Bunsen burner, heat this particular conical flask only, not this particular conical flask. Only heat this particular conical flask which contains water. Okay, Bunsen burner. You know some idea about the diagram of Bunsen burner. This is flame. Okay, it is wire gauze. It is tripod stand. It is Bunsen burner. Bunsen burner. Okay, Bunsen burner. Okay, this is the schematic diagram of explanation of distillation. Okay, on heating the water present in the conical flask absorbs energy and converts into vapor state. That means water vapor. On heating, the water present in conical flask converts into water vapor. For a long heating, all the water present in conical flask converts into water vapor. Water vapor is a gas. So this gas tries to escapes into atmosphere, but there is no chance here because we close the neck of the conical flask with rubber cork. That's why it moves into another conical flask with the help of plastic tube. Okay, if you remove Bunsen burner, that means on cooling, the water vapors present in the plastic tube, and also in the conical flask, these water vapor particles moving into another conical flask with the help of plastic tube. On cooling, after some time, some of the water vapor particles and remaining water vapor particles are also on cooling changed into water. We know already the process of conversion of water vapor into water is called condensation. On cooling, if you remove heating, on cooling, the water vapor present in plastic tube and also in conical flask converts into water. Okay, and converts into water, and they converts into water, and forms drop by drop into that particular conical flask. This water we will call it as distilled water. This water we will call it as distilled water. Distilled water. DISTILLED. Distilled water. Okay, distilled water. Distilled water is free from impurities. That means it is pure water, like pure water. There is no impurity in distilled water. All the impurities are evaporate. All the impurities are present in this conical flask. Only water molecules are evaporated, because at 100 degrees centigrade, all the water molecules escapes into the atmosphere as water vapor. So, with this activity, we can collect distilled water in another conical flask. By using distillation method, we can separate impurities from water. This is about distillation activity. Apparatus for distillation activity are conical flask, rubber cork, plastic tube, tripod stand, Bunsen burner, wire gauze. This is the schematic representation of distillation. Homework for you. Draw a neat diagram of, homework for you, write down homework. Homework for you, draw a neat diagram of distillation process. Draw a neat diagram of distillation process for 8 marks question your summative examinations. Okay, this is homework for you. Draw a neat diagram of distillation process. With this we completed distillation process. Next, okay, so up with this completed, we completed 7 separation methods. Next separation method is sublimation process. Sublimation. Next method is sublimation. Once pronounced sublimation. 8th one, sublimation. 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 Okay, first sublimation process. Okay, what is the definition of sublimation? Sublimation, it is like evaporation and condensation. It is one type of process like evaporation and condensation. What is the definition of sublimation? The process of conversion of solid directly into gas is called sublimation. The process of conversion of solid directly into gas is called sublimation. Write down the definition. The process of separation of solid directly into gas is called sublimation. The process of separation of solid directly into gas is called sublimation. Okay, examples which undergo sublimation are the substances which undergo sublimation process are. First one, example, that means solid on heating gives gas directly. Liquid state is absent for this type of solids. Okay, the process of conversion of solid directly into gas. The process of conversion of solid directly into gas is called sublimation. In this process, solid directly converts into gas on heating. Again, this gas on cooling converts directly into solid. There is no liquid state for this type of substances. Okay, examples are, first one is camphor. First one is camphor, in Telugu karpuramu. Okay, camphor. This is an example for camphor. Okay, if you burn this camphor, immediately it turns into fumes. That means it is directly converts into gaseous state. There is no liquid state for camphor. In Telugu, karpuramu. Okay, example for sublimation process is camphor. The substance which undergoes sublimation is camphor. Second one, naphthalene balls. Naphthalene balls. Second one, naphthalene balls. Third one, camphor, naphthalene balls. Third one, iodine. Fourth one, ammonium chloride solution. Sorry, ammonium chloride salt. Ammonium chloride. Camphor, first one is camphor, second one is naphthalene balls, third one iodine, fourth one ammonium chloride. All the four substances undergoes directly from solid state to gaseous state. For all the four substances, liquid state is absent. Okay, this is about sublimation process. The process of conversion of solid directly into gas is called sublimation. Okay, these substances are called sublimates: camphor, naphthalene balls, iodine, ammonium chloride. Okay, this process, that means this method, sublimation method, is used when the mixture contains one of the sublimation substance. That means if the mixture contains a solid like camphor, naphthalene balls, or iodine or ammonium chloride, we can easily separate that particular sublimate by using sublimation process. Say for example, this is china dish. Okay, this is camphor. Now I prepare a mixture of, this is sodium chloride salt. So take small amount of sodium chloride and one piece of camphor. Okay, now mix these two. And prepare like a mixer Okay, this is a mixture of camphor and salt. Now I want my camphor again. How can I get my camphor again? It is already mixed with salt. How can I separate this salt from camphor? By using sublimation process. Now I will explain this particular concept with the diagram. Okay. With the diagram. For this process, what are the apparatus required for this particular process? Okay. Sublimation process apparatus required for doing this activity. What are the apparatus required for doing this activity? First one, china dish, spelling CHINA, china dish. Second one, okay, this we know already, you have some idea about china dish. This is china dish. Second one, funnel. You have some idea about funnel. This is funnel. You have some idea about funnel. Okay, funnel. Next, third one, cotton. Cotton means cotton shirt, cotton cloth or something. Fourth one, or you may not write cotton in the apparatus. Third one is tripod stand. Fourth one is tripod stand. Fourth one is wire gauge. Fourth one is wire gauge. Fifth one is Bunsen burner. Okay. Now I will draw the diagram related to this process. Okay. First, I will also explain the procedure. Take a mixture of camphor and salt in china dish. Take a mixture of camphor and salt in a china dish. Okay, this is china dish. Okay, take a china dish. This is a mixture of camphor and salt. Take a mixture of salt and camphor in a china dish. This is china dish. This is mixture of salt and camphor. Okay, mixture of salt and camphor. Now cover this particular china dish with the help of a funnel like this. Cover this china dish with the help of a funnel like this. Cover this china dish with the help of a funnel. Okay, cover this china dish with the help of a funnel. This is the diagram of funnel. Okay, like this. Okay, cover this particular one. This is funnel. Cover china dish with the help of funnel. Now close the neck of the funnel. Close the neck. This is neck. Close the neck of, that means close this part of the funnel with cotton cloth. Okay, close this. That means it is closed. Okay, this is cotton. Close the neck of the funnel with cotton. Okay, this is about china dish, mixture of salt and camphor, funnel. Okay, now place this china dish as like this on tripod stand with the help of wire gauge and Bunsen burner. Heat that particular mixture. What will happen? See what will happen. Okay, place this china dish on a tripod stand with the help of wire gauge. Okay, this is wire gauge, very important diagram. This is wire gauge. Okay, this is tripod stand. Okay, introduce flame with the help of Bunsen burner. This is the diagram of Bunsen burner. Okay, you have some idea about the diagram of Bunsen burner. Okay, heat that particular china dish. Heat the mixture with the help of Bunsen burner. The substance present in the mixture present in china dish, that means camphor and sodium chloride, absorbs the heat from Bunsen burner. In that particular mixture, one substance is having the property to convert directly into gaseous state. That substance is camphor. Okay, camphor directly converts into which state? Solid state to gaseous state. So in this particular mixture, only camphor undergoes sublimation process and changes into gaseous state. Sodium chloride does not changes into gaseous state. Sodium chloride left on the china dish, camphor changed into vapor and escapes into that particular funnel part. Okay, now observe, on heating, camphor vapors are moving towards funnel. This is camphor vapors. Okay, but there is no chance to escape from the funnel. We already closed the neck of the funnel with cotton. There is no chance for the escaping of camphor vapors. Okay, if you remove Bunsen burner, that means on cooling, if you leave this particular mixture for some time, after heating, leave that particular mixture for some time. On cooling, we observed that these camphor vapors again changes into solid states and forms a white fume and forms on the walls of the funnel. This solid forms on the walls of the funnel. Now camphor is present on the walls of the funnel. sodium chloride left on the China dish. In this way we can separate a mixture of sodium chloride and camphor. That means which process is used here? Sublimation process. That means a mixture contains one sublimate substance, another one is not sublimate, then we will use sublimation. Okay, in this case, okay, after on cooling, sodium chloride left in the China dish. This is sodium chloride. This is sodium chloride left in the beaker. Okay, next, camphor forms on the walls of the container, like this, as white substance forms on the walls of the container. This is camphor solid. Initially we taken a mixture of camphor and sodium chloride. On heating, camphor changes into gaseous states and forms on funnel. Sodium chloride left in the beaker. With this we completed 8 separation methods. Thank you so much.